Hi everyone, welcome back to Violently Handmade. I'm Kate.
And I'm Samantha, and this is where we show what we've been sewing and making over the last couple of weeks.
So we've got some really exciting progress to show today. We've actually got something finished.
We do.
For the first time in ages. So the thing that we finished is our nightie. So this is the Butterick 6838 pattern, which we got for Advent last year. And we both made View C, which is this one here. And we decided to take this project on as like a slow making project and just sort of do a seam here and a seam there. And we've actually got it done quicker than I thought we would.
Yeah. It was fun though, wasn't it? It
Oh,
was really
so
nice to
much
make,
fun.
yeah.
Do you want to show yours first?
Okay. So mine was using this mauvey floral, and I am just so thrilled with it. I absolutely love it, and I actually can't wait to wear it. So we've got the beautiful lace detail across the front, and then I put this little pink bow, which I think just really finishes it off. I mentioned last time that I didn't have enough for the facing, so I just used a plain pink. And then we've got the gorgeous sleeves that we spoke about last time. They went in really well, and it's just such a nice finish. So the inside is just totally seam free, like it's just a beautiful finish. I think it's really lovely. And then it's quite a long nightie, and then on the bottom I've just used the same lace as I had on the top, but I've made it smaller so it's not as much of the lace showing. And I think that detail on the bottom just really finishes it off. Yeah, so we'll put a photo in of what it looks like all in one so you can see. But it was a really enjoyable make, and I would make another one most definitely.
Absolutely.
I loved it, yeah. I've got my own pattern. That's Caden's pattern that we use this time, but I think next time we'll make the one off my pattern and see how that one goes. Yeah.
So this is my one here. So I used this beautiful sort of cream fabric with pink flowers and like blue vines, which I just love. So it's got this lovely sweetheart neckline, and we put the label in the back. And then I put some sort of eyelet lace that had ribbon through it. And then I've put this beautiful blue bow on the front.
Just looks cute, the bow, doesn't it?
It does,
Yeah.
I really like that. And then along the bottom of mine, I've got some sort of blue gathered lace, because I didn't think that the lace that I used on the top would do that well on the bottom.
No.
But I really like the blue, and then the blue bow up the top sort of ties it all in together.
It's come up well, hasn't it?
And these sleeves were just a breeze. I really liked that, and I just loved the fact that you didn't have to hem them.
Exactly, because that's on small areas like that, it's hard, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
And as Mom said, we're really excited to wear them. And I think that with your pattern, I would actually like to make the pyjama set, like the little top and then the shorts.
Yes, that could be nice.
Yeah.
Couldn't it? Something different. Yeah. Yes, we'll have to work on that later in the year, because we're coming into winter now. So, but yeah, it was a great pattern. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it. We mentioned last time we had a couple of whips lurking in our sewing room that we thought we might finish before we embarked on some of our new projects. So one of these was the Simplicity 9041. So it's this beautiful dress, and it's actually one that Sew Carol's made, and that's where we got the idea from. We thought, oh, that's lovely, we'll make one as well. Caitlin did one as well, but they were both a bit of a disaster, weren't they? I cut mine out at the size 10. Yeah, so I cut mine at the size 10, and Caitlin cut hers out at the size 6. And I think we were going to use sagebrush sleeves too, weren't we? So we didn't, it's got like a sort of fluttery sleeve, but we thought we'd put the sagebrush sleeve on. So the fabric that I decided to use was this beautiful one here. So it's sort of a, I don't know, khaki sort of colour, I suppose, with the apricot sort of stones. And I love this fabric. So it was a real labour of love, wasn't it? It's quite a lengthy process to make the dress, because there's panels in the front and the back.
And the fabric was really difficult to work with because it's quite silky.
True, yes. And it's got pockets in the side, and then
The collar was a nightmare.
yes, the collar was a bit of a nightmare. And then it's got the bodice with the wrap over. So the tie actually goes separately on the sides, but I haven't put my tie on yet. But the downfall was the bodice for me, wasn't it? So normally I would be a 10, but I tried Caitlin's dress on, and actually the 6 is a way better fit, although it is a little snug, so I'd probably go in between the 8. But the other problem too, I think, is the length of the bodice, because I am short-waisted. So we put it away in the wardrobe, and I, sort of gave up on it. But I've decided I'd like to finish it now, because it will actually be a nice weight to wear at this time of the year, because it's a little bit sort of thicker, and because it's longer, I think it'll be quite nice. And then you can put a little cardigan or something over the top. Mm. So we talked long and hard about what we were going to do, didn't we? And we sort of hemmed and hard. So what I've decided to do is take the bodice off, and then I am going to shorten it, because I think it just looks a bit sort of frumpy, doesn't it? Yeah. And then I don't want to have to redo the collar, because the collar is quite difficult. So I'm going to just take it in, I think, a little bit to make it fit better, and see how that goes. So I'm actually really quite looking forward to doing this. Like, I wasn't ready at the time, that's why it got put away in the wardrobe, because we'd spent hours on these dresses, and then neither of us were happy with them and neither of us could wear them, so we sort of just tucked them away. But I'm really looking forward to doing that. So I'll report in how it goes with my alterations.
The only other thing that you could do is possibly wrap the front over a little bit more, which would sort of bring it in a little bit.
I think, maybe that's a good idea. Yeah. Maybe that could be an idea too, but I'm just going to have to fiddle around with it. But I definitely don't want to have to redo the bit up the top, so the collar.
I think it will be beautiful when you finish it though.
Yeah, it was just so disappointing, wasn't it? Because we were just so excited to make these dresses, and then they were just... I mean, they're not a total disaster, but...
Aren't they?
Well, no. Mine just looked frumpy, I felt. It just looked really frumpy, and the bodice was way too big. Mm. See, this is the thing that I find amazing. Like, Caitlin and I, we are nowhere near the same size. No. But yet, sometimes I can fit into things that of hers that look better because they're smaller, but I don't know, it's weird.
So last year I started another of these stylish cook's aprons, which I've made twice before, from the Learn to Sew with Lauren book. And this is a great apron pattern I really love. And so I started this one for my grandma, and I think that I was making it for Christmas and I didn't get it done in time for Christmas. And then I just, left it. I don't know.
As you do.
Well, that's what I did anyway. And
we do.
Yeah, we do. So this is like the skirt piece that you gather on, and I did a lot of work on it. I put this beautiful binding on, and when I do binding on this sort of thing, I machine sew the first bit and then I hand sew it down on the other side, just because I think that it gives a really nice finish.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, and I actually quite enjoy it. I think it's quite nice in front of the TV, just hand stitching down the binding. So I did all that all the way around, and I thought the corners looked really good. And anyway, I just stopped, and now I've lost the pieces for the bib. So I just need to recut those, and then I want to get this done for Mother's Day with my grandma.
Yeah.
Which will be really good. And they are a really fun make. I really enjoyed making the ones that I've made previously.
It's a really pretty pattern, isn't it? Yeah. It's sort of a little vintagey, but it's really nice. Yeah.
It is. So I am really excited to work on this. So the other thing that I would like to finish is the Butterick B6496 pattern. So this is a jacket, and I cut it out at the end of winter last year, and then I never got around to sewing it, and then it was hot, and I just never got around to it. And so I would like to make it for this winter. And the fabric I'm using is really nice. So it's this black cotton sateen with hot pink and light pink big flowers, which I really love. And then because it's a colour block jacket, I've just got plain black to go with it. And it's actually quite a simple jacket. It doesn't have any lining and it doesn't have any fastenings. So I don't think it would take all that long.
It wouldn't. It's just, these things stall, don't they? And then, something new comes along and you put it away and forget about it.
Or the wrong season. Or
true. Yeah.
So I am really excited to make this, and I think that I really want to focus on that before I start anything new.
I agree, yeah. It's good to, clear the decks before you start new things, I think.
Yeah.
Plus, it's going to be great to wear.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a really nice jacket and really nice weight too.
Yeah. Last time we mentioned about the Very Shannon reversible box tote that we were looking to make, and we're really quite excited about those. So we've gone through our fabric stash and selected some fabrics that we're going to use to make those. We made the mistake of choosing a colour palette, and then of course a lot of the fabrics we had weren't in that colour palette, but we really want to have it sort of, well, not matching but coordinating so it looks nice when we have them displayed out in our living room.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to work on over the next couple of weeks, is making those and then trying to finish these projects of ours. But we're really, really looking forward to making these because we've got a few things that we want to store in them. Yeah. So the first one that we selected was, this is a fabric I've had in my stash for such a long time, and I loved it because it was, you know, a gardening type one with twine and different things on it, and I really fell in love with it, but I've never ever known what to do with it. It was just one of those fabrics you think, oh, that's lovely, but every project you sort of think, oh no, I don't think that's the right one. But I thought that would actually look really, really nice.
I agree.
So that's the first one. And then the lining that's going to go on the inside is just this sort of beige spot, which I think the two of them went together really, really nicely. Yeah, so I'm quite excited with that colour combination.
I agree. I think that's going to look beautiful.
Yeah, so part of our theme was sort of like the cottage core, which we mentioned last time. And we thought like little sort of florals and that sort of thing could be quite nice. So this one here is a fabric. Caitlin used it before for the lining of her pinafore that she made. And it's a beautiful fabric, and we thought it was just absolutely perfect for a little tote.
Yeah.
And then we decided to use a little small, very small dainty floral with the pink. So we thought that the pink would tie in nicely. So I quite like that. I really like that combination.
I agree.
Yeah.
And the great thing about it being reversible is you could have either on the outside depending on
True.
You know, the
Yeah.
season or whatever if you want to change them.
Yeah. I sometimes find choosing fabrics that go together a bit too, especially when it's two sort of patterns, because I'm one of those people like it's really got to be right. Like, but I love the ones we've chosen. I think they're going to look really nice together. But we did spend quite a bit of time procrastinating over which ones we were going to use.
We had almost all of our fabrics
We
out.
did, yes. Yeah. And then the last one that we're going to do is the beehive fabric. I love this fabric. Caitlin loves it too.
Yeah, too.
It's just I think it's very cottage core.
I agree.
And then the lining that we're going to use with that one is just a floral that's got the red and the green and the yellow, which we thought we've used it before for something, haven't we, that combination? Yeah, so I thought those two went really well together. So I love that one as well.
Me
I'm really
too.
excited with that. And then we've got the other little bee one. Recently I made the little honeybee bag for Caitlin, and this is also one of our favourite fabrics, but sadly I think that this will be the end of that fabric when we make this tote. So we're going to put that with the beehive as well, so we'll have two beehive ones. So
I can't wait for that.
I agree. It's going to be really nice. So we're really, really excited to make those, and we bought the interfacing the other day, so we've got the pattern printed, so we are all set to go. So we're really looking forward to doing that.
Yeah. And so there's like 4 there, so we're going to do 2 each.
Yes, yeah. So that will be really nice.
Yeah, I can't wait to make those. I think it'll be a great pattern.
I agree. Well, let's hope so. Oh, and I think it'll be really nice.
Yeah.
And I love the shape. I really, really love it. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we hope that you've enjoyed seeing all of our makes, and we're so pleased to have the 90s done. We're looking forward to working on some other things now.
Yeah, well, we've got to get back to our bears because they've sort of fallen a bit by the wayside, but we really want to work on those, the bags, and my troublesome dress, and you're going to work on your jacket. So that'll be fun. Yeah. So until next time, happy sewing.